I think one of the really interesting things I've learned over the last year or two, and speaking with people who are part of the Make America Healthy Again movement, is that it's very much a health and environmental movement. And I know that sounds a little bit strange because we associate MAHA with Donald J. Trump, and he has not been a good environmental president. So this offers politicians who are on the side of liberty and democracy a real chance to communicate with folks who may have voted for Trump, but may have voted for Trump because of RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and for reasons other than hatred and prejudice and some of the other motivating factors for other voters of Trump. Now, have been covering the environment since the 1980s. And I started in Los Angeles, California. I worked on fishing boats and saw dolphins washing up on shore that were sick with too much DDT and PCBs. I myself became highly polluted with DDT because of my working on fishing boats and eating the locally caught seafood. I worked for the LA Weekly as an investigative journalist in the environmental field, testified before Congress and on the Santa Monica Bay, helped to get it designated a Superfund site, helped to educate people about not eating fish from the Santa Monica Bay because they had so much DDT and PCB in them, it wasn't healthy, especially for our future generations, pregnant women, families, young families. So I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm really happy that there is a MAHA movement, because I think what MAHA is largely is an environmental movement for conservative white people. And I know a lot of conservative white people. I grew up in that milieu, and hey, I've been around it all my life. So I'm willing to take that. I'm willing to accept it as it is and say, hey, I want to talk to you too, because when we all join together on common sense issues like environmental health, then we often do know who to vote for, whether it's on the local or the state or the national level. So I'm going to keep on reporting on the environment and health. I'm going to keep on doing these reports. I sometimes think I should call them MAHA reports, and talking to folks, because I think this is a great movement to be associated with. We don't have to agree on everything, and there are certain issues that I don't agree with other spokespeople who are involved with MAHA. But then again, I don't agree with the mainstream establishment either. For example, on fluoride, there are cases where fluoride overdose is happening in America, and kids are getting fluorosis, mottled teeth. There have been studies that show at the very highest levels of exposure, we can reduce cognitive ability in kids. On vaccines, mainstream media says it's black and white. They do not cause autism. And they cite their studies and expert opinions from the medical establishment. But if you really delve into the subject, you'll see that there were many and still are studies that suggest a link. Some of them go back to thimerosal, others are more recent. So, I would, when people say they're concerned about vaccines, rather than lecturing to them, I would ask them what their evidence is and look at it and try to analyze it and see what's going on. And in a sense, we probably are on a bit of, maybe I'm understating this, vaccine overload. My kids are vaccinated. I'm glad they are. I was vaccinated during COVID. I don't believe that COVID vaccine is this horrible thing. I think it has saved many lives. I know they've been quantified by other experts, but it's significant. So I do come from a different background, but I don't denigrate people who may differ from me. I kind of want to know what their thinking is and their evidence is. In the meantime, stay healthy, try to consume largely an organic diet, try to stop using so much single-use plastic, be good to your kids, they look up to you, and I'll talk to you for my next report for more good shopping tips, to get educated about what it is to be really healthy. And you should get my new book, Raising Healthy Kids, Protecting Your Children from Hidden Chemical Toxins. You can get it at Amazon.com or by using the link in this post. You can also subscribe to my YouTube podcast at David Steinman _